Hey guys, welcome to Critical Flick. Today I'll be reviewing a show from Quibi called Dummy. So Dummy is a show about a girl who is dating a famous writer, and she discovers that he has a sex doll, and the sex doll comes to life when she discovers her, and they have crazy adventures, and it's just kind of an insane show. So the show was actually created by Cody Heller, who is someone who based the show on her own experiences. She's dating Dan Harmon, who is of Rick and Morty fame, and she discovered that he has a sex doll, and it kind of plays off that idea. Even Dan Harmon is the character in the show, and it is Cody is the character in the show, played by Anna Kendrick. So it almost feels like an inside joke at times when I'm watching it, because some of the humor does hit, and some of it is just very strange and very, very brash and crude, and that's not exactly my style of humor, but I did find some of it funny. And again, comedy is an extremely subjective thing, so you might have thought the show is absolutely hilarious. Anna Kendrick does give a pretty solid performance in this show. I feel like everything that I've seen her in, she's always charming and quirky and just relatable and likable, whether it was something like Noelle from Disney Plus, and then she does something like this, completely different branding, something far more crude and adult to something more childish. She's able to take such a whimsical, likable personality and just mold it into something that you like watching. Now, probably the most distracting thing about this show is the CGI of the doll, Barbara. It's not great. It's definitely not high quality CGI, and it's very like unnerving and unsettling to actually watch her talk. Maybe that's what they're going for. Maybe that's try to be kind of weird looking and off-putting, but you get used to it as the show goes on. And as far as Quibi goes, they're only like 8-minute long episodes, so it's not too weird. Once you get past that initial 1 or 2 episodes, you're just like, okay, it's a talking sex doll that looks kind of wonky. They do have a funny chemistry back and forth because they play on the idea that this doll is another side of Cody's personality. Anna Kendrick's character is pretty meek in the beginning of the film, and you see her try to discover her own femininity, kind of push herself to be everything that she can be as a writer, as a person, in her own relationships. So I do think it had some solid messaging. It does kind of poke fun at woke culture and kind of fake feminism, I guess, at times, and it works on that satire level every once in a while, but other than that, I think some of the writing was pretty heavy-handed when they're trying to go for those themes, but it does hit home at a couple points. I thought some of the adventure moments between Cody and the doll were some of the funniest moments in the whole series, especially when they're going out on the road. You have a crazy scene involving somebody robbing a gas station, and it subverts expectations. The show does go a little off the rails every couple episodes, which keeps you interested. You never know what's going to happen. It's certainly not a bland show or a boring show, which I have to say, for a platform like Quibi, you have to keep people hooked because it is such a short format. So I think they execute it well on that level. Overall, I thought it was a pretty quirky, kind of funny, very brash show that I didn't love. I didn't hate it. It doesn't feel like maybe Mass Appeal would like it because it's kind of dumb. It does take some dumb turns at a time, but it does try to take itself a little serious every once in a while. It does try to talk about some serious themes. So it's definitely not totally throwaway. I don't know, it's just not my cup of tea, but maybe people think it's really funny and really relatable. So if you checked out Dummy on Quibi, let me know what you thought. If you've checked out anything on Quibi, let me know what you thought, because I don't know anyone who's actually been watching Quibi other than me. I think it has some genuinely interesting concepts, but the format's so strange, being forced to watch it on a phone. That's obviously not my preferred form of watching media. I do like big theater experiences or big home theater experiences. Having to watch something on a little screen isn't my favorite thing in the world. And then there's another thing about Quibi. It's a total side note that I wanted to talk about. I don't love that you can watch it in landscape and portrait and it's different. Like, it cuts the screen differently. Because as someone who loves watching film and loves watching television, I don't like thinking that I'm missing something, because if I watch it in portrait, I don't get the wide angle, and if I watch it wide, I'm not getting the length of it. So that bothered me a little bit. So if you watch Quibi, do you watch it in horizontal or do you watch it in portrait? Because I don't know, I just thought it was weird. It doesn't feel like it cuts out anything like that. I know I watched a couple episodes in portrait just to see how I would like it. I don't know, just an interesting thing to think about. So again, thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and see you guys next time.